I think.
Exactly.
And to let people know about it.
Yeah.
And I don't really mind if people don't understand it. Like if somebody like, I have family who don't get it. Like I have a huge family. There's so many of them. It's hard to get it around actually. But
yeah, what was your wider circle like when you were growing up?
I think it's weird because I have a really big family. So I probably still have family who don't really know that I'm non-binary, to be honest. But it's that way. It's like, like my flatmate is also trans, but he has a very small family, like not that many people.
Yeah.
So they all like know, and it's all talked about, and it's like
Nice.
not necessarily always perfect, but like it's a thing. Whereas I have like so much family, and there's some of that family you only ever see. I'm sure like it's everyone, you only see it like funerals or weddings. It is quite funny actually, because we did have a funeral, and it was I just had this immense feeling of like, do these people know that I'm non-binary? Because it's not, it's like one of those things you only see them like every like 6 years or something, and a lot of things change between those years, like I'm very much a different person than I was, and it's like, how do you, especially if like how do you bring up, oh, like, by the way, this is who
Just
I,
let you know.
this is who I am now, and I'll see what it's like in the next 6 years that I see so
it might
just,
change.
I had this like realization that it's like, there's probably a lot of my family who just like think I'm a raging lesbian or something, and it's which is like so funny because because see, I said that to my friends, and they burst out laughing.
I love the raging part.
No,
I'm a raging lesbian.
And that would have been easier.
Yeah. True.
I'm just, being a lesbian would be fantastic, but I said this to some of my friends, and they just burst out laughing because they were like, you are so not a raging lesbian. Which is hilarious.
Yeah.
And they were just laughing because they know who I am.
Yeah.
They know exactly who I am. So for them, it's really funny, this idea of like other people
who are family. Like, yeah, that's what I mean is like...
which is a bit bizarre. And I think they all know that I'm like a bit wacky, but like this is
her lesbian cousin.
The lesbian
that
cousin.
Wacky
I mean,
lesbian.
if anything, I'm happy just to be like the gay in the family. I mean, I do have like some other queer family, but like they're the most, not many. So it's and all my family are like great people, and they're all pretty like they're all left wing, and they're all so it's not like, it's not the same trouble that some people would have where it's like they have really, really religious or really right-wing family, or Tories,
just put that
just
in
in there. So it's not like I have those kind of troubles. I've had those kind of troubles in a way. I could be like, well, fuck you, but I can't do that because it's like I only see you every
you haven't had time to educate them.
Sometimes it's like a lot of, I think, trans people, and a lot of just like queer people in general, like if they identify with the word queer, that it's really, you have to choose your battles sometimes. I personally, I don't know about other people, but I personally find strangers easier to deal with than family. Because family you care about, they are meant to be in your life forever, so bringing things up with them and telling them about boundaries and educating them can be really exhausting, because you're like, I love you, keep loving me. Which I'm not that worried about, because my like immediate family, I know that they love me, and I know that they like, some of my siblings and closer family, they don't get it, which is fine. But they would never treat me badly.
Exactly.
So like if I did have family who were malicious, or I had strangers who are malicious, I can just be like, well, if it's like out, or if it's the family that I see only at funerals, if they were to be malicious, I'd be like, well, I don't see you ever, so who cares?
You're basically a stranger.
I think I'd still be hurt. I'd still be kind of hurt, because it's like, this is meant to be my blood. But I think I am incredibly lucky, I think, with my parents, who, and they were born in 1960, so the generation between them and me, I was born 2000, so there's like a huge chunk like of 40 years worth of difference there, and even the difference between my like older sister, where there's a decade difference, there is differences generationally, and that we can't ignore that. And it's not to say that because you're from a generation you're going to be a certain way.
Yeah.
But there is differences culturally with things that have happened and education. So I think, you know, like my parents have trouble with they them pronouns. They have, it's hard because when you, but the thing is
raised you,
they raised me, and I think, you know, there's a difference between parents who are like trying really hard and parents who are just outright horrible, because you know, you get trans people who get kicked out and disowned basically by their parents.
Like in Pose.
And
it
was
wasn't. It was just a gay guy, and then he got beat up by his dad and kicked out onto the street. And then his mom came out, and she was like, "Are you gonna apologize to us? And if you're gonna apologize, then you never speak of this again. Like you never talk about being gay."
It was horrible.
And he was like, "No, like I want to do dance. Like I wanna like." I am who I am.
Yeah.
And his mom was like, well, then
you're not mine
you
anymore.
straight.
You're a stranger.
Yeah.
To me
Oh my
now.
God, it gives me goosebumps.
I know, it's horrible.
Like talking about
I mean,
it.
It's just like, I think I can't complain about the bigger family not really getting it, because I have like parents who think that me being non-binary is great, and they don't understand it all the time. But, like, that is just enough for me anyway.
Yeah.
You know, and, like, you can always ask people to be better and better, but, like, I'm quite happy with that. Because some people are getting kicked out of their homes. And, you know, actually, like, the statistics for homeless trans people is crazy.
Yeah.
Like, it's so high. And it's just so sucky, because these people are probably brilliant, and even if they weren't. But, like, you know, like, they deserve so much more, and it just sometimes to me it's silly, because I don't see why people can't think of it as being a great thing, because I think it's a great thing,
because it's
I
different,
think it's so,
and people get scared.
It's different.
You don't fit in a box, and now I have to educate myself to understand you, and it's too scary. That's what it's like.
I get that
that's like,
it's maybe a bit intimidating when you've had a mindset your whole life, but the best thing to do from that is just to try and not be a malicious arsehole. You know, like, you can not understand something and be like, wow, this changes my whole brain, but you can not be an arsehole about it, you know. And I think I just give kudos to anybody who tries. I mean,
exactly,
like,
that's
you know,
lovely.
At uni especially, you know, we have a lot of lecturers who, you know, a decade or maybe half a decade ago, all of their students, especially in animation, would have been white men, probably straight white men. And it's totally flipped to basically mostly women who, and then in my year there's about 20 of us, and there's like 6 trans people, mostly lesbian and bisexuals, and then like maybe 2 or 3 straight people. They're the outsiders in my class, and I know, like, it's art school and it's full of the gays anyway, but like, it's statistically that's pretty crazy, because that is so not what it would have been like.
Even
Not
like
that
10
people
years
would have
ago.
10 years ago,
People would have hit it,
and they
more
would have
as
hit it.
well.
Like, I think the thing is that people are saying, oh, more and more people are coming out as this and that and that.
But no,
actually,
they
no,
always
people have
were.
always been like that. They've just had to hide. And you know, I think it's like 1 in 4 like LGBT people aren't identifying with non-binary, which is like quite a lot of people. And the thing is, people are saying, oh, there's more of us now, but I'm like, there probably isn't any more of us than there was. Like,
exactly.
it's just that we're less like
Quiet,
suppressed.
that's cool.
Even still, so in some places and everywhere, there's still so much. But I think when you compare it to the past, you know, you can be like, wow, that's it's crazy how much people can like talk about these things now. And you know, even like, I mean, I remember reading something, and it was like, there would have been a lot of boomer aged people now who were gay if governments hadn't let lots of gay people die in the AIDS crisis.
Oh my God, okay.
Thousands of people died, and the government didn't care because it was primarily gay people. And I think if those people had been given support and health support, and had survived and had been cared about and not totally thrown to the side and dismissed. We'd have so many gay people my parents' age. We'd have so many
so much more progression in society.
We'd have so many 60-year-old gays, and it would be fantastic. And it just shows you, it just shows you.
Stuff. Have you ever heard of Bailey Sarian? I know Melanie has because she does murder mystery and makeup.
Shout out to her because I'm obsessed with her.
She's fucking amazing. But she started a new podcast series called I'm blanking, but basically she spoke about gay conversion therapy.
Conversion therapy, which still goes on.